Anecdotes of Reddit presents to you. What was the idiotic game you and your stupid friends played growing up? My buddies and I used to turn all the lights out in the basement and throw those giant exercise balls through the pitch blackness in random directions trying to hit each other. The fear, the anticipation, and the sound of the ball whistling through the dark. The game had only downsides and shouldn't have ever been created. Water balloon fights with the addition of 1 or 2 death missiles that were milk jugs full of water. Predator and prey. We would divide up in teams. One would be the predators and the other prey. We would play in the dark to add to the fear, and the prey would run and hide. The predator would search down prey, tackle them to the ground. You have to get them in a pin. Once the prey taps out, they join the predator and take their shirt off to show that they are now predators. The last prey standing wins. Many bruises, much blood, lots of fun. Dude, this took me back. We used to play basketball on ripsticks, those skateboards that swiveled. It sounded like a really good idea at first. Oh man, where to start? I think my personal favorite was a game where you could smack someone in the face if they asked a question that ended in a 1-syllable word. I think we got that one from a movie or show. It lasted forever, and we all got clever with how we phrased out questions. And this was in school, so if we were in class and someone asked a bad question, you could call them out and smack them after class. Then there is a classic doorknob. If you burp or fart and someone said doorknob, before you called safety they could punch you in the arm until you touched a doorknob. The beauty of that was very few doors in our school had doorknobs, and we didn't count door handles. Super slugs. At a sleepover we would climb headfirst into our sleeping bags and then stand up and then try to run into each other. You were more likely to run into a wall or a table though. We would dump all of our Legos and Hot Wheels toy cars onto the trampoline and jump on it barefoot. The pain was excruciating, but all the toys flying around looked and sounded super cool. Mr. President. One person would put 2 fingers over their ear like they are talking on comms. Eventually everyone would notice and do it too. When one person is left who hasn't noticed, you yell, Mr. President, there's a shooter. Get down, and then you all tackle him. Bloody knuckles. Punching each other's fists until one of the people quit. Quarter game. I don't think it actually had a name, but you would use your thumb to launch a quarter between your pointer and ring finger at someone else's knuckle until they bled. Tackle football on the parking lot or in the woods by the apartments we grew up in. Lots of dumb stuff that caused pain. I lived in a dorm where we had dorm Olympics, which included a blinded folded race around the dorm of 2 floors and full large hallways. People actually ran full speed while blindfolded. I ran teeth first into a concrete wall. IRA. We used to play a game we called IRA. Basically it was a team vs team game. One team would have a word and each person had a letter. Then the other team had to chase you and beat you until you told them the letter. It sounds pretty brutal now thinking about it, but I only ever remember going to the hospital once. I think we called it wall. I don't remember the exact rules, but there were a bunch of kids lined up against a wall and someone had to try to hit the wall with a soccer ball. If you kept the ball from hitting the wall, you joined the guy kicking. We made a game called hide from cars. Pretty straightforward. You walk around the city in the early hours, 2 to 4 AM, and the second you see car headlights, you run and hide wherever you could. People's yards, behind vehicles, alleys, etc. It was a fun rush of adrenaline for 10, 12 yomi, especially when your hiding spot was flanked by a new set of headlights coming from a different direction. We stopped playing after one set of headlights turned out to be a cop. We were hiding in some bushes and the cop car stopped right where he last would have seen 2 suspicious people running. We hunkered down for a good 15 minutes while a couple squad cars continued doing patrols around us. Never got caught though. She was good fun. Shoot arrows up into the air while laying flat on our backs, then pull a sheet of plywood over us. They were really blunt arrows, practice kind, or whatever, but still dangerous. We did a funner version of that by laying on our backs and shooting our paintball guns up in the air. Tons of paintballs. We wore masks, so no real danger for that one. Dirt clod wars. There was a big dirt mound due to construction on some ditches behind our houses, so we rode our dirt bikes and go-karts out to the mound. There were 2 teams, one's on the mound and one's riding around. You would ride around the dirt mound and try and not get hit by the kids on the mound throwing dirt clods and often rocks at you. Nailed my best friend with one in the leg and the bump didn't go away for like 7 years. IDK, what happened to his leg? Swing the thing. Learned about it from Mike Rao. You fill a pillowcase or similar sized bag with wet beach towels and tie a long rope around the open end. Everybody stands in a circle around you, and you start swinging the bag at increasing speed. The people on the outside need to jump over or duck under the bag as it swings around while you try to hit them. There were no winners. Everybody lost. Block-wide hide and seek in the dark. All backyards were fair game. This evolved to standing on the sidewalk of the main street in town and flipping the bird at cars until one slammed on the brakes, pulled a U-turn, and then the real hide and seek game was on. Invisible rope. We would stand on opposite sides of the road and pretend to pull a rope tight in front of cars. We got a lineup of like 7 cars, but could very easily have resulted in a crash. Yeah, played this one. Level 2 version of this game is to tie fishing line between 2 light posts on a rarely used road by the school and watch from afar as the old radio antennas got torn off cars. Adult me would have beat young me if we could meet.